In foreign policy, there are neither friends nor enemies. There are no eternal brotherhoods, just interests involved. And even in the most powerful historical friendships, there can be breaks and betrayals. In the volcanoes, there is one of the most representative examples between Serbia and Montenegro, two countries that have shared so much history together. But less than a decade ago, this friendship has been put to the test. Interested? Proceed. Watch the video till the end. Before we begin, it would be good if we make a small ethnic comparison between Serbia and Montenegro. Both peoples are, along with Bosnians and Croats, speakers of two variants of the Serbo-Croatian language. Technically, these four human groups are the same people separated by religion: Catholic Croats, Muslim Bosnians, and Orthodox Christian Serbs and Montenegrins. So ultimately, this would be the closest relationship of all the South Slavs from an ethnic point of view. Now, let's take a quick historical review of the relations between Serbia and Montenegro, two countries that have been under Ottoman rule since the 15th century. It is not until the 19th century that the decline of the empire and the Turks begins, which is taken advantage of by both peoples to gradually gain their autonomy while having the protection and support of Russia, self-proclaimed as the protector of all Slavs. In fact, both countries achieved their full independence in 1878, fighting together on the Russian side during the Russo-Turkish War of 1877. And moving forward to the 20th century, both countries had already achieved the status of kingdom and fight again together in the two Balkan Wars, in the first against the Ottoman Empire and in the second against Bulgaria, again achieving victory. As you may know, the imminent First World War begins with the diplomatic crisis between Serbia and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which finally breaks out on July 28, 1914, when Vienna declares war on Belgrade. 8 days later, on August 5, Montenegro declares war on the Austro-Hungarian Empire as a way to support Serbia, with whom it fights until the end of the war. Immediately afterwards, both countries unite to form the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, the predecessor state of the well-known Yugoslavia. And although the country was dismembered during the Second World War, at the end of it, and thanks to the action of the Yugoslav partisans led by Tito, the country is reunited, this time as a socialist republic where both countries were included as constituent nations. After Tito's death, the Yugoslav project begins its decline, and in the 1990s the bloody Yugoslav wars break out, in which Slovenes, Croats, and Bosnians fight for their independence. The two bloodiest wars were in these last two countries, and the Montenegrins fought on the side of the Serbs at all times. They were even also bombed by North Atlantic Treaty Organization during the war against Kosovo. After the disintegration of Yugoslavia, Montenegro first remained within the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, and then as part of the State Union of Serbia and Montenegro between 2003 and 2006. That same year, a referendum was held in Montenegro in which 55% of Montenegrins decided to become an independent country, after which everyone went their separate ways. With all this, we have that both countries have been aligned at all times since independence from the Ottoman Empire, that is, for more than a century. Everything begins to change with the progressive expansion of the European Union, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and Western influence towards Eastern Europe. In 2008, Kosovo, a Serbian province with an Albanian majority, literally declared its independence. It's important to highlight that the issue of Kosovo is one of the most relevant matters within Serbian politics, as it is considered a historical territory of the country, which it regards as the autonomous province of Kosovo and Metohija. It turns out that 8 months after this declaration, Montenegro recognizes Kosovo's independence, joining the majority of European Union countries. Clearly, this was a measure by the then pro-European politicians of Montenegro to seek a rapprochement with the West, with which Serbia continued to be resentful since the bombings on its territory. Apparently, these measures paid off, and in 2007 Montenegro formalized its accession to North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the organization that bombed Serbia and Montenegro during the Kosovo War. This decision was criticized by Russia, who considered it one of its main allies in the region. Logically, this was also frowned upon in Serbia, where there are no intentions to join North Atlantic Treaty Organization, And although important trade ties with the West are maintained, it is still too early for Serbia to begin a political approach because the wounds have not yet fully healed. So, as you can see, Montenegro's actions could be considered a full-fledged betrayal, as in an attempt to get closer to the West. Montenegrins left behind their historic ally, who is still trying to maintain a balance between relations with Russia and the West today. But now, tell me, do you think Montenegro's recent foreign policy could be considered a tradition? Don't forget to leave your comment and subscribe to the channel. Also, I leave in the description my social networks, and in case you want to see the new videos in preview and have a greater interaction with me, your donations on Patreon, unamanito.net, or channel members are welcome. Until next time, thank you.